Hi everyone, and welcome to OT 104 Office Systems and Procedures, and Happy New Year, since this is a new academic semester and a new calendar year. So I welcome you all and wish you all a Happy New Year. I pray that you all enjoyed your spring break and that you enjoyed your holiday season. So now we're ready to work. And as you can see, I've already made the site available and you already have assignments. Your first assignment right now is to review, obviously since you're watching this video, you're reviewing all of the menu buttons on the left side. All right, so let's go over them. First, you'll see the welcome, and when you log into Blackboard, this is the first page that you will see, the announcements page, to make sure that you check in, because not only do I have the courses or any information about the course, but there are other types of information that you will see. In fact, after this, I will put up another assignment for those of you who are planning to graduate in June and what we will need to do for that. But for now, I just wanted you to make sure that you were in the website, the Blackboard site. This course is generally a lot easier than my business communications class. First of all, business communications class is a writing intensive section, those of you taking that course with me, as well as a hybrid, and it's a 200 level class. This, as you notice, is a 100 level class, so it's really a beginning class, and so it should beginning class to office procedures, to what to expect when you will work in an office. This is offices in general. This is certainly not a medical office that we're discussing. This is general office procedures and systems. All right, so that's what you're going to see in the announcements page. You'll go into the CUNY policies, the host those policies. I'm not going to go into that. Just make sure you click into all of those so that you can see what the policies are, and that you don't say to me, well, I didn't know what the CUNY policy is on integrity or plagiarism or even host those policy. All right, we'll talk more about that later on, but that's not a concern that we have for this class. So let's find out who I am. Most of you already know who I am. You've seen me in the hallway, or you've seen me, I visited your other classes, or you've come to me for advisement, which is what you should always do. Come to me for advisement in the course, for your course planning, for your graduation requirements, everything. I am your advisor for this course and for this program. All right, so make sure you do that. The only thing that's changed is that now I'm 70 years old. So I'm very proud of the fact that I'm 70 years old. All right. Also, you will see in course information, in instructor information, my email. All right, my cell phone number. Okay, and you'll also see my e-portfolio. If you click into this right now, it's not published because I'm still working on some articles and some other things that need to go into the e-portfolio, particularly a couple of videos that I want to show. But before we get into the first day of class, everything will be uploaded in the e-portfolio, as well as my Skype address, and I'll talk more about Skype address, not so much for this class, but for anything else that you might want to do with each other. You can Skype each other, but we'll talk more about that the first day of class. The course information. Let's go into course information and what's expected of you in this course. Okay, you'll notice that the course description, the course objectives, general education principles, rubrics. Please look into learning styles. Please look into all of those. I'm not going to take the time to do that now, but please go through them to make sure that you're in the right course. Of course, all of you are. I've already checked. Guides to professionalism. We will discuss these in more detail the first day of class, but please make sure you review what is expected of you in a business class. Some of you who have already had me in Business 203 or the other classes will know exactly what I expect from you in terms of professionalism. We spend a lot of time talking about professionalism and how you market yourself, particularly those of you who took Co-op 101 with the career services staff. We've gone over all of that, so we will incorporate some of those techniques in this class as well. You'll also see in the course information, okay, your syllabus. What's expected of you in this class? Okay. What are the topics? Make sure you go over the course syllabus. To get the course syllabus, you'll have to download it, just as you do any other Word document. All right, so you'll go over that on your own. You'll see what the topics are. You'll notice that we don't always go in sequential order. Some of these I've changed. You'll also see this spring break, and we're going to go into assignments. When we go into assignments, you'll see specific dates for all of this. These are just in terms of weekly topics. You'll also know you'll have an individual presentation, a midterm exam. You'll have a team final presentation and a final exam. All right. This is not. These are not the assignments. These are just the topics. Okay. So we go back up to course information, and let's take a look at our grading standards. All right. Which is what I'm sure all of you are concerned about. All right. In grading standards, you will notice that I have told you that your grades are based on percentages and not points. Below are the weighted averages for each of the assignments. There is no extra credit for this course. You will ask me for it at the end of the semester if you're not getting an A in this course, and I'm expecting everyone in this class to get an A in this course, no exception. All right, I don't even want to know about an F. F is for Figueroa. That's the first letter of my last name. There is no incomplete for this course. Don't expect an incomplete. Unless you're on death's doorstep, and the only thing that you have for this course is the one course thing that you need for the course, is to take the final exam. That would be the only time, and you would have to show me proof. You'd have to show me a great deal of proof. Otherwise, you're going to get an A, a B, or a C, and we'll talk about that right now. A minus, B plus, B minus, C plus, C, D, and F. Again, I'm only looking at A's. If you choose the other grades, then you choose the other grades, but I'm expecting everyone to get an A in this class. Again, there is no extra credit. Don't ask for it. I know some of you will ask for it, but I'm telling you, and I'll remind you again, this is also in your course syllabus. Everything that's here in course information is in your course syllabus. All right, look at the assignments. We have in-class assignments because we're going to be working in teams. I'll show you that in a minute. Your homework assignments, they will count 10% of your grade. E-portfolio, you will create an e-portfolio. You'll have Women's History Month events, discussion board. Your class assignments and in-class assignments are worth 40%. Individual midterm project, 20%. Your midterm exam is 10%. Your final exam is 10%. So basically, 80% of your grades are based on your classwork. If you have 100% on your final exam or 100% on your midterm exam, and you have 50 or 60 or 30% on your class assignments, I know you're not expecting an A in the course. You're not even up to a C, all right? Because 80% of your grades are based on classwork, homework, all right, e-portfolio, all of these assignments. Only 10% of your grade is based on the midterm exam. Only 10% of your grade is based on the final exam. So that means 20% of your grade is based on exams. The rest is based on classwork and homework. All right, we went over your grades, what the grading system is. That's the Hostos grading system. That is what I'm using. All right. You'll also notice, that for the grading standards, this is very important. This is also on your syllabus. All assignments are due on the dates and times listed in assignments. Any assignment submitted after the due date and time will receive a grade of 0. No exceptions will be made. All right, all of you are on Blackboard, have had Blackboard in other courses, whether in the Office Technology program, the Business Department, or any other department. You know that each time that you submit your assignment, it's date stamped. So I will know if the assignments are all due by 11 p.m. the day before the class meets. So for this class, it'll be due 11 p.m. the Monday before class is due. If it's there at 11:01 or 11:02, it is late and you get a 0. I am very serious about this. If you have any questions about this, make sure you ask me. If you have any problems, make sure you see me. All right? And the same thing with exams. All right? You will have final exam is multiple choice, and your midterm exam is a multiple choice. There are no makeup exams scheduled. All right, if you miss an exam, you will receive a 0 for that exam. No exceptions will be made unless you are on death's doorstep or something really serious happened, and then you have to show me documentation. All right. I only accept documentation on midterm and final exams. The others, I expect to see your work on time. All right. Let's go back to course information. You will have 2 presentations to make. All right. You will have a midterm and a final presentation. They are formal presentations. No other time do you have to come to class dressed professionally, only when you make a formal presentation. The men in the class, this is how I expect you to be dressed. The women in the class, this is how I expect you to be dressed. There is no exception unless you have a problem and you must see me immediately. You're certainly not going to see me the day of the presentation to tell me that you can't be dressed professionally. I'm certainly not hearing that. All right, so I will work with you, but you have to let me know in advance what the issues are, what the problems are. And since you're looking at this now before the course starts, then I expect that you're going to tell me in an email or a text what your problems are. All right, but you're certainly not telling me that beforehand. All right, so make sure that you realize that if you are not dressed on the day of your presentations, if you're not dressed according to the pictures, you will get 1 point out of 5 points for dress on your presentation. I am dead serious about this, ladies and gentlemen. My job is to make sure that I train you and prepare you to be professionally dressed, professionally prepared for your first position as an entry level or secondary level of your career. If you want a job, make sure you go to McDonald's. I am preparing you for the world of your professional career. All right, let's go back to course information. Okay, this is a hybrid section. Make sure you read the information on what it means to be in a hybrid section. Submitting an assignment, attendance policy. Since this is an online course and we meet once a week, I will expect you to attend every session. Don't even think about extra credit for attendance. And the reason attendance is important in this class because we have in-class assignments and your grade will be based on the work that you do in class. So it's obvious that you're going to have to make sure that you attend every class, right? And the last thing to look at will be on sexual harassment, academic integrity, statement on the disabled. Those are also listed in your this is also, this is also listed in the policies. Okay, the CUNY policies and the HOSTOS policies. All right, right here. Okay, the textbook, ladies and gentlemen. The textbook is in the bookstore. If you wanted to buy the book online, if you want to rent the book, all of that information is listed in CUNY First when you got here or when you go to the bookstore. All of you pretty much know what to do about getting textbooks. My only concern is some of you are going to make copies of the chapters. You can do that, but you're wasting a lot of money. You could upload your textbook on your cell phone. I have no problem with you bringing the cell phone or iPad or laptop, whatever it is that you want to bring to class. Okay, make sure that you come to class the first day of class with something that looks like the textbook. All right, either online, downloaded on your iPad, cell phone, or laptop, or you have rented the textbook. If you have a burning desire to print, go ahead and print, but you're wasting a lot of money and you're wasting a lot of time. All right. Now, which brings me to looking at our teams. Okay. So you already know where your textbook is. All right. Your teams. I don't know what this looks like on your computer, on your Blackboard, because this is still the faculty, faculty site. So if you go into team 1, but you should just have your team and all of the members of your team. So make sure that you get to know your team members. In this class, this is very easy because you've already had and worked with other people worked with your team members in other classes. But just in case you didn't. Discussion board. All right. There's a feature in the discussion board. Anybody who has questions about the class and you don't want to ask in class, or it's not personal enough to ask me, make sure you use this as a forum. Everybody in this class has knowledge, has understanding. If you're doing something at home, you're doing one of the assignments at home, and it's 2 o'clock in the morning, and you obviously I'm not always available at 2 o'clock in the morning, and somebody in the class will be available at 2 o'clock in the morning. Post your question. Everybody knows how to create a thread in Blackboard. You've already done this in other classes online, or in other classes, in the program, in the department, or in other departments. All right, but please make sure that you ask those questions, okay? And don't feel that you have to wait for me to answer. Anybody in the class can answer. This is an opportunity for you to share your understanding of the course content by answering your classmates' questions. I am not the sole authority in this class. All of you have understanding of the material and a point of view that you could share with your classmates. Feel free to ask questions, and please feel free to answer your questions. All right, let's go into assignments. Your very first assignment is due at 11 p.m. January 30th. Even though the first day of class is Tuesday, January 31st. These assignments are due the first day of class. The first assignment will be to buy the textbook as soon as possible. Please click into textbook, which is what we've done. All right. Your second introductory assignment is to go into the Am I Ready video. Now, some of you have already done this in my Business 203 class, okay? If you already understand, but I still want you to go through it, make sure that you understand. There may be some things that you didn't really understand before, okay? So make sure you click in here with all of the instructions for the Am I Ready, and this is only for Are You Ready course, all right? Video instructions for enrollment and all of that. All of that information is here. Okay, so when you're ready, okay, you may have to take a picture of the certificate, because at the end of the Are You Ready or Am I Ready, you will have a certificate to prove that you had enrolled in the course, the video. All right, and make sure that you understand what you have to do. Okay, submitting an assignment. Okay, this will be when you have to submit the certificate. All right, you'll have video instructions as well as text instructions to show you how to submit an assignment. And the last assignment for your introductory assignment is to introduce yourself to the class, particularly before you introduce yourself to your teammates when we have our first day of class. Okay, so we're going to go introduce yourself. You're going to introduce yourself by creating a video. Now, this is also due the 11 p.m. January 30th. You can see that these introductory assignments are not difficult. You don't even have to buy the textbook to even know what you have to do. All right. This is to make sure that we understand what's required in the course, because I am not going to go over this the first day of class. When we have a first day of class, we're going to go straight into our work. All right. And you're going to be sitting in teams the first day of class. Now, when you create your video, it should be no more than 1 minute. Don't go rambling on and on and on. Okay? So you're going to tell us your name, your major, the reason you took this course, the way you expect the course to build on your professional image and skills, and anything that you would like to share with the class. Later on, you're going to incorporate this video in your ePortfolio. So make sure it looks exactly the way you want to look in your ePortfolio. This means that you're not just introducing yourself to the class, but you may be introducing yourself in your ePortfolio to a prospective employer. So it's very important the way you're dressed, the way you look, all right? And as creative as you could possibly be, all right, for your first video presentation. In addition, your introductory assignment, you're going to create an avatar, which is up every time you upload. The avatar is the little picture that you see whenever you, and I can't show it to you right now, but you've already seen this little picture of me every time you see me in Blackboard, any of the pages. So these are the instructions to create the avatar. You have until 11 p.m. January 30th, 2017 to create your avatar. I would prefer a picture of you. Everybody knows each other. This is only in our class. No one else is going to see this unless you share this with somebody else in your other classes, and I doubt that you're going to do that. When you create this avatar, this will be in all of the classes that you're enrolled in that are in Blackboard. All right, so most of your faculty members at this point in their careers are using Blackboard, so this will show up in other classes. Now, if you're not comfortable with showing your avatar to other classes, that you could always talk to your faculty member in the other classes. But for this class, I do expect that you have your picture. That's what we mean by an avatar. All right. So anything else? Wikis? We're not ready for a wiki yet. Teams, discussion boards, assignments. Make sure you go through all of these um, other links so that you can see what this course is all about. Any questions that you have that are general, make sure, and that you're not sure of, make sure you post them here. Anything that's personal, please do not ask about your grades. Please do not tell me about your personal problems in here. All of that should be sent in a text or an email. If you're using a text, please make sure you tell me who you are. An email, unless you're not using your Hostos email, and I'm expecting that you will use your Hostos email. Anything, you don't have to let me know who you are. I do know who you are. But in a text, because it's only your cell phone number that shows up, I do need to know. You have to introduce yourself. So, any questions, any comments about anything, either if they're general, about the course, about how to submit a certificate or anything like that, please make sure that you post in Q&A. And please upload all of the assignments where they're supposed to be located. So if you're introducing yourself, that has to be here. It cannot be in the Q&A forum. If you're creating the avatar, it'll show up. So don't worry about, submitting that. All right. When you submit your assignment for the Get Ready, Are You Ready? That has to be in this link. I'll show you the link. All right. It has to be in this link. It cannot be in the discussion board. All right. Because I will take points off, because the idea is to make sure that you follow instructions. All right. So anything that you're not sure of, here's my contact information. If you're going to send me something personal, all right, here's my cell phone. Again, I prefer a text rather than just calling me up, because I'm not always available and it's not always easy for me, because sometimes I'm in subway, sometimes I'm in a meeting. So if you send me a text, I'd be much quicker to respond. All right. So I look forward to working with all of you, and have a good weekend. I know this weekend so far is not the best in the world, but I hope I look forward to first of all, I look forward to working with each of you. Again, for some of you, it's again, and I look forward to working with some of you for the first time, and our working together and working with each other, and that we will all enjoy the class and have fun. Thank you all, ladies and gentlemen. Bye-bye.